Hey guys, Rominating Reaper here. So, it's New Year's Eve. Yes, we are into the final stretch of 2024, and in mere hours' time, 2025 will be upon us. And so, looking ahead to the upcoming year, I will be picking out my most anticipated movies of the ones slated to release between January and December of 2025. Now, bear in mind, this is going by UK release, so there's some stuff in here that has probably already released in the States, but that's just how it works, I guess. Starting with a few honorable mentions. And so, the honorable mentions go as follows: Captain America Brave New World, Karate Kid Legends, Love Hurts, Thunderbolts, Avatar Fire and Ash, The Running Man, and Nobody 2. These are movies I am really looking forward to seeing, but they didn't quite make the top 10. Starting with. And so, kicking things off at number 10 is an MCU entry: The Fantastic Four First Steps. Don't know why they needed to tack on that first step subtitle, just the Fantastic Four, says enough already. The definitive article on its own speaks volumes, especially if the quality is there. Like, DC have figured this out, so regardless, I am really looking forward to this. This does look to be a really interesting addition to the MCU, set on a retro futurist alternate Earth. Finally, they're taking advantage of the multiverse for something other than fan service. It's got a really good cast behind it as well. Obviously, Pedro Pascal is playing Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and Eben Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm. Marvel's first family could finally be getting the definitive big screen treatment. Let's wait and see. But with, the might of the MCU behind it, I've got my fingers crossed. Coming in at number 9, this slot was actually originally going to go to Avatar, but honestly, the trailer for 28 years later was so well put together that it had to have a spot on this list. Seriously, that was one of the best trailers I've seen in a while. The Rudyard Kipling poem as the trailer song, and the footage we've seen was awesome, considering this was shot on an iPhone. And plus, we've got Danny Boyle and Alex Garland re-teaming, of course, from the original 28 Days Later, which is an awesome movie. So I'm really excited to see what they've got cooking up this time. And we've got a very talented cast thrown into the mix. Obviously, we've got Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes, and Aaron Taylor-Johnson. And plus, reprising his role from the original movie is Cillian Murphy. Yeah, I am really, really excited for this. This looks so good. I will be there in the cinema in a heartbeat. Coming in at number 8 is a film from Joseph Kosinski, director of Top Gun Maverick, and this is one that promises to bring that film's vehicular spectacle to the ground in F1. Yeah, obviously the trailer for this that came out, what was it, London Grand Prix, looked really good. You can definitely tell, especially in the car scenes, that this is the same director that made Top Gun. This is obviously all about Brad Pitt as a veteran F1 driver who comes out of retirement for one last race to mentor a younger driver played by Damson Idris. It's got a good supporting cast rounding out, including the likes of Carrie Condon and Javier Bardem. And I imagine this is going to be a big summer blockbuster spectacle. I imagine they'll try and fit IMAX cameras into the cars. But interestingly, this is also an Apple film that's been given a wide cinema release through Warner Bros. And obviously, after 4 consecutive big flops and Wolves pivoting straight to an Apple TV Plus release, I imagine this is Apple's big lifeline. This is their one last shot at making it in theatrical distribution. But but I imagine there are worse bets to have, because considering all the ingredients behind it promise to be a thrilling, crowd-pleasing summer blockbuster. In at number 7 is a film by Lee Winnell, director of The Invisible Man, and this is, of course, another modern reimagining of a classic Universal monster, Wolfman. Yeah, this looks to be a really, really interesting one, yeah, promising a fresh, exciting take on the Wolfman. And obviously, with Lee Winnell's experience directing Upgrade, and as well as, of course, The Invisible Man, I am really, really excited to see how he handles the actual, like, Wolfman scenes. Like, he's obviously talked a bit to Empire about creating, like, wolf vision for filming those scenes, so I'm really excited to see how that looks in the actual movie. And, you know, I am really excited to see Christopher Abbott go werewolf. This is going to be a very entertaining watch. The bar is high, though, because, you know, The Invisible Man was a really, really good film. So the hope here is that this one will deliver a similar level of quality. But if, you know, the initial promos or anything to go by, yes, this looks to be a very exciting and fresh reimagining of the tale. Coming in at number 6 is a film by Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther and Creed, this time turning his attention to a vampire movie with Sinners. Yeah, this looks really, really good. Obviously, this being a Ryan Coogler film, of course Michael B. Jordan is in it, this time playing two characters. Yes, he's playing twins who return to their old hometown where, you know, like, great evil awaits. Obviously, this is set, I believe, in the 1930s, so it's a period piece, so I'm really excited to see how Coogler fares with that. And obviously, with it being a period piece, I'm expecting some, you know, very interesting themes and allegories at play here as well, so it should be a very interesting watch, especially with the vampire thing, which is obviously being kept hush-hush by the marketing for the time being, although, again, we know it's about vampires. The press releases have been very clear about that. Although, what is very, very interesting about this is that this is actually shot, well, sequences of it are shot on IMAX film. This is actually interesting to just learn that this is the first time one of Coogler's movies has actually been shot on film since Fruitvale Station. So this should, at the very least, look great. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Ryan Coogler will bring to a vampire movie. Into the top 5 now, and coming in at number 5 is an obligatory appearance from Tom Movies with, of course, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Yeah, obviously the Mission Impossible franchise, you know, has been on such a hot streak over its last several installments that I am expecting that high level of quality to be maintained, especially since obviously this is being promoted as the final entry. Obviously, you've seen the trailer for this, Tom Cruise saying to the camera, "One last time, do you trust me?" Oh, I trust you, Tom. And obviously, with this being the final entry, I'm expecting, you know, a big, high stakes plot in that Mission Impossible tradition, especially since we have some threads to resolve from Dead Reckoning. And of course, there's going to be plenty of epic stunt work on display here. The trailer has very much been promoting that there's going to be a big stunt sequence involving planes. Hell yeah, I am down for this. I am 100% accepting this mission. Coming in at number 4 is a film that is technically a 2024 release, but it is not coming out here in the UK until near the end of January, and that is The Brutalist, a new film from Brady Corbett. Obviously, you've been hearing all about this. This is a big 3.5 hour historical epic with a 15-minute intermission built into it, by the way. Yes, you've heard that correctly. We have a current release with an intermission built in. Have we stepped back in through a time machine or something? And the fact that we have got a 3.5 hour movie made with a budget under $10 million is quite the achievement. But yeah, I am really, really excited to see this. This is obviously a big historical epic shot on VistaVision, so should look really good. It's got a quite a big cast, including the likes of Adrian Brody, Felicity Jones, Guy Pearce, and Alessandro Nivola. I'm really excited to see just what Brady Corbett has been cooking, because again, the fact that 3.5 hour movie made on a really, really low budget, that is something that should be applauded and should definitely be supported on the big screen. Into the top three now, and coming in at number three is the newest film from Bong Joon-ho, following up his Best Picture Oscar win for Parasite with Mickey 17. Yeah, obviously this has been bouncing around the calendar so much that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Zaslav delays it again. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't release in 2025 at all. But yeah, for now it does look to release in March of 2025, and yeah, this looks really, really good. You've seen the trailer, promising, wacky sci-fi hijinks with Robert Pattinson playing a guy who is cloned to carry out various suicide missions. Only one of the clones survives, so you've got big sci-fi concepts, wacky oddball comedy. This looks to be a great time. And obviously joining him, you've got a great cast, including like the likes of Stephen Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, Tony Collette, and Naomi Aki. Yeah, I am really excited to see what Bong is cooking on this one, especially since, again, this is him following up his Best Picture win. So the bar here is very, very high. In at number two is another one that is technically a 2024 release, but it's coming out here in the UK tomorrow, New Year's Day, one of the first big movies of the year. NOS Fatu, the newest film from Robert Eggers, and I am really, really excited for this because Eggers, across his first three films, has not put a foot wrong. He has yet to make a bad movie. So I'll hopefully find out in a few days' time if he has kept up this consistent level of quality, although if what I've been hearing is true, then I shouldn't need to worry. Obviously, this is a new adaptation of the story. He has wanted to make this for a long time now, and so obviously this should be an interesting take, given that sort of love of folklore that really powers all his other films, and given that gothic horror aesthetic, Eggers' filmmaking should really shine here. And he's got a great talented cast behind it as well. Obviously, Bill Skarsgård playing the title role, a cast that is rounded out by the likes of Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Emma Corrin, and of course, this being a Robert Eggers movie, you can bet Willem Dafoe is in there as well. Yeah, I am really, really excited for this. Eggers, do not let me down. So, this is it. My number one most anticipated movie of 2025. And this is one I've been eagerly awaiting from the moment it was announced. The newest film from James Gunn, Superman. Yes, this of course is the first movie of the new DCU, and the first standalone Superman movie in over a decade, the last one of course being Man of Steel. Look, I'm really excited to see how Gunn fares in tackling this iconic hero, and if the awesome first trailer is anything to go by, then yeah, this is going to be a side of Gunn's filmmaking that we have not seen before, so I'm really excited for this one. Obviously, wearing the blue and red this time around is David Corenswet, who's been a popular fan cast of the character and fairly recently graced our screens as a villain in Twisters. So I'm really excited to see his take on the Man of Steel. We've also got Rachel Brosnahan as Lois and Nicholas Hoult as Lex, as well as a whole host of other heroes, including Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, the Guy Gardner version, and Metamorpho. Yeah, DC has been on something of a losing streak as of the last few years, with obviously hitting an all-time low with Joker Folie à Deux. But surely, if there's anything that can turn their fortunes around, it is a big, earnest, feel-good summer blockbuster. All eyes are on this one to succeed, and yeah, I am rooting for it. So yeah, those are my most anticipated movies of 2025. Let me know down in the comments, what movies are you looking forward to next year? Maybe there's some overlap with some of the movies on my list. Maybe there's some movies that you're looking forward to that I didn't include on my list. Let me know all that down in the comments. I'd definitely like to hear other perspectives. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And I hope you all have a happy new year.